what initially drew you to the choir? Like, why did you decide to try to be our director?
Well, I got back into the whole choral music thing because my kids were older, and I have a music ed degree, a master's in music ed, and I wanted to get back into working with choirs. And I had spent a fun year subbing for a choral director at a high school, and I knew that I went to an ACDA conference in Salt Lake, and I was there, and I was kind of at the time wondering, what is it that I want to do, now that I have a little more free time. And I went to that ACDA conference, and I thought, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. And I had always known that, but to return to that environment and say, yeah, this is it for me. So when I saw an opening, and I just took the chance and submitted an application.
Yeah, awesome. And I remember that interview, and just, it was funny because going into it, looking at resumes, we had no idea who we wanted to go with, but there was a certain feeling, this quiet confidence that you portrayed in your interview and in the first rehearsal you did with us, that we're like, she's the one. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, what do you feel are the strengths that you bring to the choir as its director?
Strengths, I love finding really good quality repertoire. I recognize that there's a whole lot of music out there, and a lot of it, most of it, is just not what I would consider doing with a group like this. I also think that I can bring my own personal experience as a lifelong choral singer. And so when I have sung in choirs, it to me is a respite. It's a place where I want to go to almost rejuvenate myself, and also to give back to the community. But it's a very personally fulfilling and satisfying experience to sing in a choir. And so I want to make sure that we fill our hearts with really quality repertoire, as well as being able to share really high quality repertoire with our audience. So I think I am, not that I know all the repertoire that's out there, but I try to do a lot of searching, a lot of weeding out, a lot of hours spent finding good music.
Matching stuff. Yeah, awesome. I like that you mentioned too that as someone who's participated in choirs, like, you want to do stuff that you would want to sing too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say is the unique culture of the Wasatch Chorale?
This is a choir that's been going on for a long, long time. We're in our 48th season? 47th? 47th season. And I remember it when I was a kid growing up here in Provo. I remember the Utah Valley Choral Society. I remember going, I think, to a couple of their concerts even. And so longevity is really an interesting quality and an interesting component of this group. It has roots. It has roots in this area, in this valley, and it's going to continue. It's going to continue. We've survived a rough year with COVID and the pandemic, and so the tenacity and the heart of its members are what make this choir unique.
Yeah, agreed. And there's almost a generational legacy that's happening too, where we have some members who've been here the whole time, or their children or their grandchildren are joining. And
yes, there's a tradition of Utah Valley Choral Society, now Wasatch Chorale.
Yeah. Thank you. What advice would you give to an incoming choir member?
Well, get to know people. This group has people with depth of character and qualities that are just fantastic. I would say get to know the people so that you feel like you are part of this amazing group, and that can sustain you and make you want to come back. I'd also say if there is an experience or a concert that you're kind of unfamiliar with at first, stay with it, give it a shot, try new things, and I promise it will be worthwhile as we near our concerts and do our performances.
Awesome. Thank you. What is one thing you've learned from working with the chorale these past 2 seasons?
one thing that I've learned through working with the chorale, I have learned how to be more organized, more proactive, and more decisive as a conductor. Lots of things that I stumbled with my first year, I realized, okay, that was because of this little organizational aspect that I wasn't quite on top of, and I've learned to really spend a lot of time selecting and perfecting and refining our concert lineup and our repertoire lineup over the summer, because that's really the important part. If that's not together, then it doesn't flow smoothly. I've also learned the importance of a great board. That's really been brought home to me, that what can happen when there is good management at the top of the choir, and when there are people who are willing and capable and able to help out. There's just no end to what we can do as a group.
Awesome. Yeah, agreed. How would you summarize the choir's last year and a response to COVID-19?
Hard, but a lot of growth. I think we did new things. We did things that had never been done before in this group. We rehearsed all year on Zoom, muted, which wasn't really even rehearsal. It was sort of a practice session every week, and we tried to supplement with various master classes and programs and things that we tried to promote interest, and we saw a large group that stayed with it throughout those difficult circumstances. It was a tough year, but it was a growing year, a year for growth for the choir.
How would you agreed? It was hard, and it was amazing to see the people who would keep showing up. How would you describe those first rehearsals that we were able to come back after having been on Zoom for so long?
It was joyous.
Yes.
To be able to actually hear one another,
yeah,
and to see one another, and to have, to be in the same space. And we were masked, so it was hot.
Yeah.
But to be able to actually sing together was so therapeutic, and to be able to be a part of creating and a part of music making was absolutely fantastic.
And it was surprising for me, at least, how well we were actually prepared, considering we hadn't heard each other the whole time.
Absolutely. These members did their homework. They worked hard on their own. That was the only way this was able to happen.
Yeah.
They attended rehearsal each week, but they also put in a significant amount of personal preparation and to ensure that we were ready. And we had a good concert with only 5 in-person rehearsals. We presented a full and quite long concert.
Yes.
And enjoyed kind of the fruit of our labors, because we've been working on that music for all year.
We did the May 2019 concert in 2020, right?
May 2020. No, April.
Oh, wait.
No, it was May 2020.
No, this year.
May 2021. So
yes.
The May 2020 concert.
Yes.
In 2021.
Yeah. So we'd been working more than a year on this.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, having looked back on your beginning with the choir and these last 2 seasons, especially this last one with COVID-19, what would you say you're taking with you as your vision for this upcoming season?
We're not out of the woods yet with the pandemic, but I would hope that we can provide a safe place for people to come and sing, a happy place, a fulfilling place, and that we can enrich the community by performing our concerts despite the significant limitations that we have faced and may yet face due to the pandemic.
Yeah. Onward and upward from here.
Onward and upward, for sure. We have lots of exciting things to come, and we'll do the best we can and work with absolutely everything that we can.
We'll use that Wasatch tenacity that you mentioned.
That's right.
Awesome. Yes. Well, thank you so much for your time, Alison, and we're really excited for this season.
Thank you.